Hop onto the shuttle bus this week as we discuss Edgy Adam. We are your hosts, Faith and Sapph. Welcome to Shuttle Bus Podcast. Good evening and welcome back to Shuttle Bus Podcast with your hosts, Faith and Sapph. Hello, Sapph.
Hi, Faith.
And this week we are discussing some of Adam's edgier songs. So, do you want to kick off our discussion with that, Sapph? What is your first note for this?
Alrighty, so I know we're looking at our each other's notes here, and we got the same notes and all that stuff. But the first song we're starting off with is "In the Dolphin Tank." Is that what it's called? Did I get it right?
I think so.
Okay.
That's what I wrote down too, so I hope so.
Okay, because I haven't actually looked really closely at the track itself, but it's marked explicit. I don't understand why, but it's marked explicit. So you think that sounds pretty bad on Adam's part, but then you listen to it, and all it is this beautiful, airy track that makes you feel like you're underwater, and I don't understand. So, yeah, it's definitely not explicit. It's basically just an instrumental, and I honestly love the synths. It was my first, listen to this song, so I really enjoyed it. So what do you think?
I I am confused as well. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't even know how I stumbled across it. Well, I guess I know how I stumbled across it. I was looking for Port Blue, and I found the EP, and one of them was marked explicit, and it didn't make sense because, as you said, it's completely instrumental, and I don't know how a instrumental track can be marked as explicit. We were discussing this earlier, and my only explanation for it was that it's wrong to sound that good. It's a really good sounding track, and it's so wrong they had to mark it explicit. That's my only explanation for that.
That almost has to be the reason it's marked explicit. That or is the cover darker colors? I mean, I don't know,
I
cuz it's a great track. It's gorgeous.
Part of me wonders if maybe there's another song out there called "In the Dolphin Tank" or something like that that is explicit, and
Ah,
somehow that one accidentally got flagged. I don't know how any of this stuff works.
yeah, that would
So
be.
I'm so confused if it's something that like algorithms listen to and automatically mark, or is it something that has to go being checked? And did something accidentally get like checked on that one?
I'm going to say that's probably what it was, is the fact that it was an algorithm, because, they've got so many songs and so many artists that sign up with these different music streaming services. And so, for this to be marked explicit via a human hand, it's nigh on impossible for that even to happen without some form of AI.
Uh, it's just it's just my fun little tidbit that I share every once in a while with people. I'm like, oh yeah, did you know this completely instrumental track is marked as explicit? It's hilarious.
Oh dear. I don't know. I don't understand. I like the synth. The synth is really, really nice. I enjoyed that quite a lot. And I could definitely see why Port Blue is talked about so highly with the fans and stuff, It's that good. So anyways, what else you got?
Oh, what do we have next here? We have as in one of Adam's other edgier songs, we have Bombshell Blonde, which we discussed this before. This is like my lowest tier Adam song because it's just I don't know, man. I can't like especially listening to it first as like a 14-year-old in like a sheltered, conservative Christian home. Like I can't get out of my head that it's like super edgy as like when I was 14. It's not as bad listening to it now, but I still can't get that like 14-year-old mindset out of my head when I listen to it. And it's like, you know, it's just a 14-year-old. Imagine this. I'm 14. I'm very sheltered, Christian homeschooled kid who goes and listens to this song, and one of the lines is, "Her love is a drug laced with ecstasy." That was rough for 14-year-old me.
Oh dear. I mean, yeah, I can see what you mean. Some of the lyrics do get a little bit more like racy. I'm gonna use that term,
Yes,
racy.
that's
But
the word I would use.
at the same time, in comparison to some of the things that like 14, 15 year olds listen to these days, it's not bad. It really isn't. But I
No,
understand where
not.
you're coming from like the same like Christian conservative like homeschool like home. I can understand that because like I showed it to my mom. This is actually something that's not in my notes, but I showed it to my mom at first, like when I first found it a couple years ago, and even she was just like, "Adam, what? What is this?" I was like, "But it's so good, mother."
Like, and it sounds so cool. Like he did a great job on the track.
Oh yeah,
I'm not saying it's at all bad. It's just like you said, kind of his racy. That's the term I would use.
yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know. So like to me, I feel like I know this song got cut probably for good reason from the Midsummer Station. Um,
right.
but you know, of course, the fans love it because it's exciting and it's fun. You get an adrenaline, adrenaline rush. There we go. Like listening to it, like it's so like hyper, and I love it. But I feel like the songs that it probably got replaced by would be "Speed of Love" and "Chasing After You" or "Coming After You." I guess because
Yeah,
they have like the same sort of like
hyped up
drive.
vibe.
Yeah, hyped up vibe. Hyped up vibe. That's a good way to say it. So,
I've been
yeah.
listening to the Midsummer Station a lot lately. It's been the CD that's been in my car for the past month, and I
Oh,
forgot
yeah.
how good the Midsummer Station was. I don't understand why people hate on it so much.
I don't
Like
either.
I understand the concept of people feeling like it's not completely Adam because he did have a lot more help on that. That wasn't, from our understanding, it wasn't necessarily Adam's choice to have all of that help. It was more so like more pushed and driven by like the industry or the label. So I can understand people from like the concept of it they don't can't get behind because they feel like it's less Adam, but like it's still such a good album. Like every I don't think there's a bad song on that album.
I would 100% agree with that. I really enjoy it because, like, not as you said, yeah, like because it's not 100% Adam, and I'm sorry that he went through that time, and he wishes that he didn't and everything. But in terms of music and its style, it is so refined and clean in comparison to a lot of his stuff before, and I love just the energy that goes into every song. Plus, let's see. No, I'm thinking about a different song. Never mind. I was thinking that Thunderstruck was on there, but it's actually not. It's on Mobile Orchestra. But that's another one that gets a lot of hate that we got some
I
great stuff off of. So, you know,
I know.
that one's
Justice for Midsummer Station and Mobile Orchestra, please.
I
I hated on too
100%
much.
agree. There's some great songs from both of them. So,
And cinematic. Cinematic gets a lot of hate,
you know,
unfortunately.
cinematic is since Coco Moon has come around, it's really faded in the background. It's really interesting how that's happened. Like I don't it was such a hype because like he hadn't, made an album for so long and then all of a sudden it just fades in the course of 5 years.
I know it's crazy.
It's so bizarre.
Yes. This is completely unrelated, but while we're kind of discussing the Midsummer Station, so on Speed of Love, there's that little, like, I don't know how to describe it, but there's the little, like, do sound. I don't know how to describe it, but it sounds to me like a kazoo, and I can't get that out of my head.
It
I
might
can just
be.
I can just imagine Adam in the studio with one of those like cheap plastic kazoos playing it into the mic, and it's very amusing.
So I'm willing to bet that it's probably just another version of his synth on a piano, but like
Probably.
that would be hilarious and not very far out of the ballpark. You hadn't missed the notch, so
Like I'm sure it is just like a synth that he's like messed with or whatever, but it sounds like a kazoo, and
I could
I think about that every time.
I can see the resemblance. I can see the resemblance actually.
See, now you're not gonna be able to listen to Speed of Love without thinking of Adam with this little like
Just
plastic kazoo
yeah,
in
this
his
plastic
recording studio.
kazoo, and oh my goodness gracious. Did you know this is also very unrelated, but it because of a kazoo. So technically you can make like a kazoo sound with a comb and some wax paper over it. So you put it over like the teeth and you put it in your mouth and you hum and it vibrates like a kazoo.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. That's something that I don't know where that memory came from, but something in the back of my mind was like, you should pull that out.
It's just stored back there for moments exactly like this when we're discussing kazoos.
This random knowledge that you don't normally pull out, and that's why I love this podcast, Faith. That's why I love this podcast.
Yes. As you can tell, as many times as I get off topic, I very much enjoy the ability to go off topic.
Indeed, indeed. It's some information that you kind of bring out and you're like, oh yeah, I didn't know I had that back there. Nobody's asked me about it before until now.
The
Oh
bottom line
man.
is people just need to ask people about kazoos more often.
Agree, absolutely. I totally agree. And there's our alternate title for this week's episode.
Yes.
Oh,
That's like
alrighty.
a whole topic of memes. It's just make like a list of alternate titles for like the most recent episode.
Please do that. As the graphic designer slash meme maker, please do that. Add the kazoo to it.
Yes.
Sapph and Faith talk kazoos.
Yes. All the kazoos.
Alrighty. Field notes. Are you ready to move on?
Yes. To the
Field.
elephant in the
Field.
room.
The elephant in the room. Field notes. So Adam curses for the well. I guess it's not the first time in Coco Moon. We'll get to that in a minute, but he curses and it's as a descriptive word, which not everybody knew what to think about. Which I don't mind personally because it's a description and it just goes to show us that Adam has grown up and we his audience have grown up too. Most of us are in our mid 20s, we're in our early 20s, but mid to like late 40s at this point, like
Oh boy.
the people have grown up. There's a bunch of younger fans, but there's a bunch of older ones too because of that 2009 rush.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's something you hear from time to time, just everywhere. You can't get out of the circles sometimes, but I don't know. A lot of people had a lot of backlash on it. I didn't mind it too much, but it was a shock.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair with this, like, kind of given Adam's style and how he goes about things and like the way he's described his ideology for music and the way he goes about it, I don't believe his use of hell in this song was to be like to kind of catch up with other or like kind of do the same thing that other artists are doing or like caving like, oh well, everybody else cusses in their song, so I guess if I want to be relevant I better do the same. Like, given the context of the way it was used and because what it was the dog was running off and he said the dog went everywhere like he had hell to pay, which is a very pretty common
Mm-hmm.
enough phrase. So it wasn't, he's not just saying it, it was part of a phrase. And like, so I feel like that's just probably a term that Adam has heard or like has used. Or maybe that's just a term that he uses. And so like he just wrote it into a song. Like it feels
Right.
very natural. It doesn't feel like he's doing it just to say, like, oh well, I'm gonna try to be edgy. You
Yeah.
know?
No, I 100% agree. Like it's common and it's not like he went rogue and he just added curse words in all of his songs. If he was trying to catch up with the crowd, he would have done that 100%. And and something else too is because of how clean his stuff normally is. His audience would have been mega shocked if he did do that. It would not fit his fan base. But I don't think he's gonna go start throwing things willy nilly now just because he said that. I think it's just kind of a mature decision saying, well, this is something that we're not kids anymore. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it feels natural as you said. So I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but the funny thing is, everybody's like, oh my goodness, Adam's becoming like edgy, and he's becoming like he's trying to show his more mature side with like this I mean, it hasn't been like a big drama thing within the community, but it has come up for discussion a couple of times, and people have had different opinions on it. Everybody's like, "Oh my goodness, Adam's starting to be so like edgy and everything. He's trying to be so adult now." But like, given the topic of this episode, it's clearly he has been edgy before.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly.
Exactly. It's just not in the way that people see him as edgy. Like his analogies are different from his actual curse words, like people see the
Right.
analogies and they don't see edgy. They see, oh my gosh, he's emo. Like
Right. Well, like yeah, people describe it less as being edgy and more emo, but like people's like, "Oh, well, Adam's so great cuz he's never references like, drugs." But like a little you know, spoiler or whatever for the rest of this episode, he has mentioned it before. I mean, we just talked about that. We said her love is a drug laced with ecstasy. So like he's not, I think it just gets so mixed in with everything else and with his other dreamy metaphors that it gets unnoticed. We're discovering and uncovering the real Adam,
oh
the edgy
gosh.
Adam.
Oh
People were
gosh.
unaware of this before.
The conspiracy's
Everything he
out.
writes, it's gonna start becoming into a major conspiracy theory where everything he writes has a darker meaning.
That's already happened a few times, I feel like,
Yeah.
with rainbow veins, and people try to like say it's about drugs. I don't see
Dude,
it. I don't see it. What?
I don't know how much you're on Reddit,
Not
but
very
boy,
much. I usually stay away from there just from the things that I've seen before. It kind of concerns me how much people talk about these things, so I just
right.
gotta brush it off.
There was, I don't know if it was a few months ago, maybe at this point it might have been a year ago. Time doesn't even make sense anymore. It could have been like a year and a half ago. I don't remember. But sometime, I think it was last year, there was a post on Reddit that people, or this one particular person, had like pushed out the idea of all of the reason that Adam's music doesn't have that same dreamy, whimsical, you know, feel to it anymore, and the lyrics are more like grounded, is because people speculated that he used to do drugs back when he was writing his earlier music, and there was tons of people in the comments agreeing with this person saying that's probably what it was.
What?
And they're thinking that like, oh, him getting with Abby was like the thing that turned his life around, and the reason he was like depressed and whatnot during like the Midsummer Station was because it was like his transition period between doing drugs and then stopping it. And like,
Dude.
dude, it was a crazy thread on Reddit
Why? Why do people try to theorize this stuff?
because they don't believe that anybody can have such whimsical thoughts without being like high on something. So their thought was the only reason he thought of such weird, lyrics was because he must have been high and just writing whatever he thought when he was high, and like he used those as lyrics.
Dude,
They don't believe that somebody can just have like whimsical, dreamy thoughts, which is weird.
that's really weird. I,
So,
so
yeah,
I can't ever see Adam doing drugs
no, I
because of his
can't.
faith to start with.
Right.
Like, he's a devout Christian, and the way he actually describes that in almost every single interview, which he did a lot of interviews during that time where he mentions, his faith and stuff. So I don't I don't understand how they could even go down that path. And another thing, who has time for that? I mean, live your life, dude.
You mean time to like sit down and theorize about other people's
Yeah,
lives?
about other people's lives. Just don't live your own. If that's the way you want to live, go. Sure, whatever. But like, man, just go do your own thing. Don't.
Just yeah.
Why? Just
Oh,
why?
I had forgot about that. And then we started talking. I was like, "Oh my goodness, that memory came back. It's the kazoo memory." You know?
That is so bizarre. That is so
Uh,
bizarre. Uh,
yeah. And then you read that thread, and you're like, "Yeah, that's enough. Enough internet for the day. Okay,
yeah, for
goodbye."
real, man.
Field notes. Back onto the topic of field notes. Field notes made it on the list for being edgy because of Adam's use of hell. But, haha, did you know, dear listeners? Obviously, if you're here, probably so, because that means you're a fan of Adam's work, which means you probably have heard this song already. But anyway, did you know, dear listeners, that the tornado also has the use of hell in it? Very edgy of you, Adam. Very edgy.
Dun dun dun.
This is so dramatic.
I,
Dramatic build.
I thought that dramatic like effect was needed there because you were just like, did you know?
It was very much needed.
Oh boy, yeah, yeah. It's that one's definitely no secret for sure, and I guess it's a little more overlooked because of course it's not just a description, it's a place. But
Right.
again, it's the first mention of it, I guess. It was the first mention of him using alternative words to his normal, descriptional things. And so yeah, again, yeah. But so many people found like concern with it. They were like, "What?" So,
Yeah, it's. I mean, I will say because Field Notes comes on, and then there's hell, and then like at first I'm like, what do I think about this? And after I'm like, it is what it is. I don't care. It's a saying. He's not.
yeah.
Given the context of it, I was like, it doesn't bother me. And then the tornado, I'm like, that makes more sense.
Mhm.
That one bothers me a lot. Like I don't, not that Field Notes it does bother me, but like in the terms of if there was like a bar graph of which one bothered me more, Field Notes I guess would technically be higher, but it doesn't bother me. It's
Right.
not high enough to meet the line of bothering me.
This bothers me in my brain. Like that high. No, I'm with you 100% all the way. It's just it's how life goes. Life moves on, and it, you know, I guess it'd be the same way if it's it bothers me, but it doesn't bother me. I listen to it. It's a good song. Most anything for Field Notes, I guess I hear the backing track and I really get excited about it. And I guess the same thing for Tornado too. I like the backing track for sure for it, and of course we have an instrumental now, and the lyrical story that he tells. I guess that's something he does a lot in Cocoa Moon is he tells ballads for sure, because you have field notes, and of course it tells a story and it's got a moral. Um, and then it's kind of the same way with the tornado. It tells a story and gives you a moral of the story and everything. So you really glaze over the other stuff and you focus on what he's trying to tell.
Right. I will say on the subject of Adam and his putty mouth.
You're gonna call it that? Carry on, carry on.
Anyway, I will say, like, obviously, for me, the uses that he did use hell and don't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if because we were discussing just a few minutes ago about like we don't feel like this is the like we don't feel like the context of this is Adam's trying to like fit in with the crowd now by, being edgy or whatnot.
Right.
I will say, if he ever did, and he like next album, he releases it and like there's a whole bunch of cuss words in it, I think I would literally cry.
Oh no.
Because then I feel like because I don't really listen to music with language in it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if Adam released an album that did have a whole bunch of language in it, I wouldn't feel like I could listen to that album. And like
Right.
I would cry because like I look forward to whenever Adam releases something, and to not be able to join in and listen to like that new thing, I think I might actually cry
Oh
if that ever happens.
no.
I don't see it happening. I really don't. But if it like on the weird whim that it did, I think I might literally cry.
No. I one, I don't see that happening, but two, I feel like for it to really get to me, he would have to have more than one cuss word in each song cuz I
Right.
don't listen to explicit stuff or especially explicit stuff just because it's explicit. That's not me. I can enjoy music as long as it's, got a good moral. Um and I guess like you know, if it had like just everywhere, every song had something or more than one something in it, you know, then I would be really disappointed. I think I'd be super disappointed. Um,
Yeah.
that he changed that style that much, but I really don't see it happening personally. So
No, I really don't. It's
he's
just a weird whim that maybe it did, tears. But I don't see it happen. Yay, no tears.
yay, no tears. Oh, I can see a meme coming on.
There are so many meme potentials throughout our
Oh
episodes.
gosh, especially this
Meme.
one. This one is loaded.
Oh yes.
This
I
one is
just need to
loaded.
have like make memes and then slap like an emo Adam on every single meme.
Like
Problem solved.
Like the Dre memes where he's like, "Nah, man," and then he's like, "Yeah, that's what we need."
It's just like regular Adam, and then Jay's like, nah, and then it's like emo Adam, and he's like,
Yeah,
yeah, that's the one.
you'll get a lot of likes on that post for sure. Because we have a bunch of friends that are really really into the emo Adam for sure.
There's a whole debate going on a couple
I
weeks ago
know,
about
man.
people. Is it more modern Adam with his like hair fixed up the way it is currently, or are we thinking more emo Adam? And like people were like hills to die on versus, and people were like, which
Yeah,
one do you prefer?
it was
And I'm like,
insane.
I I don't prefer because I can't remember who. I think someone tagged me specifically and like, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't have a preference. I think he made like I don't have a preference.
Let's say Yumi and
He made
Dash.
his emo hair look good, and he makes his current hair look good. I
Yeah.
did say just to get to be the chaos gremlin that I am. I said that we needed bald Adam with the big
Mm,
bushy beard
absolutely. Yeah,
because
yeah.
just to be the troll that I am.
Let's say Yumi and Adam, or Adam. You mean Adam. Wow, okay. Yumi and Dash on the last episode kind of settled the debate. We're like, what about the beard with his current hair? And like, he's the most hairiest he's ever been?
No, I love the grizzly Adam.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the
That
one.
with the really long hair and the bushy beard. That's a great
Mm
era of
hmm.
Adam.
Mm hmm. You got bald Adam, and then you got that.
Yes. And then the current bearded Adam. There's a whole bunch of like wild cards to throw in there.
For real,
Mustached
man.
Adam. Mustached Adam's
Ooh,
another option.
mustache. Mustache Adam, yeah.
Everybody's debating emo Adam versus modern day Adam, but nobody's talking about all the other wild cards you can throw in there.
Exactly, exactly, man. The possibilities are endless.
Yes, it's like a mix and match game.
Oh my gosh.
At the park where you'd go and there's like those like spinny things that you can like mix the
Yeah.
animals? It's just like that, but with Adam's hairstyles.
Our park had like the tic-tac-toe game
Ooh,
on it.
fun.
So we could just spin it. Oh wow. I haven't been to a playground in ages, man.
Yeah.
Good times, good times,
Good times.
good
Good
times,
childhood.
good times.
Childhood memories.
um. Alrighty, so
Uh,
next on our list is Bird with a Broken
oh.
Wing. Is that
No, wait.
next?
I found love, I think.
Oh, I found love. My bad. My bad. I'm skipping ahead.
It doesn't necessarily matter which order we do them in. I just don't want to forget. I found
No,
love.
no, no. You're good. You're good. I think my list is in completely different order than yours. My bad.
No,
But
I don't care.
we got I found love. I found love. I found love. I like it a lot. I at first I didn't know what it was about, and then I had a friend explain it to me, and I was like, oh, I see. But it really didn't change anything for me. I really still enjoy it quite a lot. It is depressing. It's beautiful at the same time, and it kind of just like gets you to stop and think. Like what would life be like if this happens, or when the time comes. What happens to you? What happens to your loved one? I don't know. It's just
Hmm.
another golden track that we got from Mobile Orchestra. So.
It it is beautiful. It's just like because like it is about death, which is why it made it to the Edgy Adam list
Mm-hmm.
because it like is about dying. He's dying. He's old and he's on his deathbed, and that's what it's talking about. But on another note, it is like one of the most beautiful songs that he has written
Mm-hmm.
because it's like it's the idea of yes, I'm old and I'm dying, but in my lifetime, I was able to find the love of my life and spend how many ever years it was with the love of my life. And we had so many good years together, and we have a family, and I'm surrounded by loved ones when I'm dying. And like, I feel at peace dying,
Yes.
If whatever I can't remember what the exact lyric is, but it's something like it's a good day to float away. Like he feels at
Mm-hmm.
peace with dying because he has his loved ones there. And like it is beautiful.
It's just like again, like during this era of Adam's music, he had a lot of very fun lyrical, um, I guess descriptions. I don't know. It's again, it kind of dips into that dreaminess, and the fact that it fits so perfectly with its backing track, the violin and everything, the orchestra. It really fits so well. And then of course you've got that magical. What do you call it? It's the chimes or something that you like almost sounds like
Yeah.
like what you would imagine fairy dust sounds like. That as
Yes.
like the break into the pop version, and then of course you've got a build up of I guess the build up, what I would call it, is it's sort of almost if you were like ascending. I would hear this like this ascend. I hear this when
Yes.
I'm like going up into the air, like you see maybe
Yes,
the
floating up into
skyline.
heaven.
Yeah, like you just see a picture of what your surroundings are from the air. I don't know. It makes me excited because I love just something that makes you feel pure ecstasy, like it's
Yes.
one of those songs.
I mean, come on. It has the lyric, "Your love falls like rain and burns like fire." Like
Oh, I
that's
know.
one of the best parts in the whole
Oh
song. Like I
man,
get super excited when that part comes on because it's like my favorite part. But it's like it's
it's
such a good song.
and I guess one final note I'll put to it is like you said it burns like fire, but he says it's so dark in my mind, and it's almost like it's dark, but you're there. You're my light in the dark, and it's
Right.
like just oh, it's just like the burdens are taken off of me because you're here with me. I will be okay. I know
Yes.
I'm gonna be
I know.
okay. I know where I'm going. I know I'll see you again. It's just it's just
Oh, it is such a good song. Ah, but on another note of the same song, I imagine like yeah, when we were first discussing it, because the reason it made it to the list is it's about death, which is kind of depressing.
Mm.
But like I imagine the meme where it's the guy who's holding out his hand and like the butterflies flying towards his hand, and it's
Oh,
like, "Is this?" And you fill in the blank. I imagine it saying like, "Is this depressing?"
sister. Oh no. The
So
answer
that's
is yes and
yes,
no. The answer is yes and no. Because it's so beautiful because of the message it portrays and the backing track fits well. But then you realize what it's about and you're like, oh, oh dear.
the opening lyrics are like gold, and they make my heart be like, "Oh my goodness, that is the cutest thing ever."
I
But the opening lyrics
know.
being, "I was so young and reckless, it was all a blur, but there you were. And your love left me breathless when the fairy dust fell over us." And it's like, "Oh my goodness, that is such a cute song."
Oh man, the fairy
Oh,
dust. That line, like, it leads so
look,
I just realized how perfectly it leads into the chimes. Like that I can't like that glass shattering sound almost. I can't describe it.
I know.
I can't vocalize
Twinkly
it, but
sound.
like that just like ah.
Yes. And it's like it's even cuter because at that point, I am pretty sure him and Abby were dating.
Oh, I didn't
And
know this
by
is
that
that
point, I'm pretty
point.
sure, right. And I want to say, I have to go back and double check, but I think by then, I think it might have been somewhere between Mobile or Midsummer Station and Mobile Orchestra
That makes
that they
sense.
started dating. Um, so I want to say they were together at that point, which makes it, if that's the case, it does make it a lot cuter because like if he's thinking like, oh, the person I'm like singing about, and in my mind imagining who's gonna be with me at my deathbed, he was like imagining Abby with him at his deathbed,
That would
which is even
just
cuter, especially now that they're like married.
oh, that would
So cute.
just that's adorable. Oh my goodness. That would be so cute. Oh, oh man.
But yes,
Oh, goodness
it's funny.
gracious.
It made it to our edgy list, but here we are just gushing over how cute
Yeah,
it is.
is gushing's a great word. We're just gushing of it. Well, see, here's the thing about all the songs on these lists. Like, some of them really are, like, in pure form edgy. And then some of them you're like, okay, but these are just too good not to really, like, dig deep into, you know? Like,
Right.
yeah, so.
Somebody
uh,
made a comment recently on the YouTube of like our first episode, which was about early birdie
mm-hmm.
or whatever it was. I almost said bird with a broken wing, but that'd be the wrong one. Early birdie. And somebody's like, I'm impressed by how you managed to talk about a single song for an hour. And I'm like, it's not hard when it's Adam's music.
I guess it really just depends on how big of a fan you are. It just there's so
Right.
many things you can nitpick out of a single song, and it's I wouldn't say it's a gift or anything. I think it's the fact that we listen to music a lot, and Adam just happens to be our mutual, you know. So
Right.
yeah, I could gush about songs all day long, you know, especially Adam, but music in general, I could keep gushing.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. He
you.
is our mutual favorite artist and practically the only one I listen to. I listen to various random songs from other artists, and I do enjoy other artists, but
Hmm,
like the only one that I really follow and like listen to every one of their songs and like listen to their, like in love with their whole like discography would be Adam, which
that's
is it's weird
it's
how
hard.
that came to be, but it's what it is.
It's really hard to say that you love like somebody's whole discography because I listen and follow a bunch of artists and only a couple of them could I say I love everything. But Adam is one of those cases for sure. Like
Mhm.
there's some songs that I'm a little iffy on to start with, but then I really like start to fall in love with it. It just depends on like how long it grows on you, you know? Like you
Right.
listen to something long enough, you'll really start to become a fan and even so like your favorite song may get replaced by that song. It just takes extra time. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But
So, are we ready to move on to the next one?
yeah, it'd be your turn.
Oh, is it
Hit it.
fun? The next song on our list is Bird with a Broken Wing. Edgy. It is edgy for sure, my dude. It says
It's
bloody and
it's
everything. So edgy.
It's like the most
Anyway,
edgy.
I listen to the song and I imagine like Adam being like super edgy, like in like black clothing, walking
Oh,
down like a really dimly lit like alleyway. I don't know
exactly.
why.
No, I get it. I see him in a black hoodie. His hood is up. It's all zipped, and everything. And his hands are in his pocket. He's just leaning up against this really dimly lit brick wall.
Ye-
Like you feel that grunge. It's
Yes,
grunge.
yes, that's the word for it.
It's
That
grunge.
is the word. I feel like
I
this is another one where it's like kind of very depressing if like you think about it. And I know we're gonna discuss this more in a later date,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
but because I do have a lot I can probably say about Bird with a Broken Wing,
Right.
but it is a very kind of depressing song.
It,
Like,
yeah.
ah,
It's very depressing, and um I feel a little concerned for both of us because I know, like, as our younger selves grew up, it was one of our favorite songs. So, like, you
like in
know,
a relating way, which is
yeah,
also
we've
concerning.
we've talked about this a little bit, but we'll talk about it again like next episode. But you know, it's a
Like,
little concerning, just a tad,
like
So, like,
the one, oh, what is the when lyric? I can't remember. It's towards the end, but it's something like, even though I know this world wouldn't miss me or something like that.
oh, that's
It's
right,
like
yeah.
that's sad.
It's like
He's
I'll
like, I'm
still
gonna like,
continue
even though I feel
on.
like, right, I feel like the world wouldn't miss me, but I'm gonna like, I can't remember what the lyric out here. Let me see if I can find it real quick,
I
because
can't
like,
remember it either.
it has been a long time since I've listened
Uh,
to.
there's some songs that I had to re-listen to get notes on, but then there's some songs like this one where I can really, like, I can dig deep and I didn't even have to listen to it, and I'm like, whew, this one's a
Yeah,
doozy. I love, like, the fact that he paints his pain, or the protagonist's pain, because I hope that's not Adam behind that. It's very descriptive, but it's bop. It's a certified bop.
right. So
So,
here's the lyric I'm talking about. It's, though I won't be missed, I would say it's time for a different twist in the storyline.
oh man, that one burns.
Like,
Like,
the whole like, the whole lyric of being, though I won't be missed, you kind of have a feeling of like maybe what that could be alluding to, which is very dark, depressing, and sad.
yeah, it's just like, Um, yeah, no.
And then 14-year-old us
Oh,
related to it so hard.
14, 16, somewhere in there, man.
You know,
Whoo.
21.
Yeah, 21. May or may not be where you're at currently.
Uh, you
We're
know.
just gonna, scoot on past that. We'll talk about that some more next episode.
Just next episode of Join Faith and Sapph. Next episode as they discuss how they need therapy.
They need therapy.
But yeah,
Oh man.
little little emo Faith and Sapph relating hard to Bird with a Broken Wing.
Seriously. Seriously.
Oh,
Oh, it's sad. It's really sad, but it is a good song, so that's why it's here. It's
yes.
it's it's one of the best songs for this list. It is the best song for this list. It's
It is
edgy.
the
It
edgy.
is the edgiest as they come. Good job, Adam.
Hats off to you, sir.
uh, but
And like, yeah. And so I have this habit of like when I listen to music, I don't know if it's just a habit or it can be considered a habit or just how my brain works. But like I have like I'm a very visual thinker.
mm,
So like I have like full on like music videos that play out in my head when I listen to music.
I get that. I get that.
And so like I have this whole like played out scene for the end of that song. And I don't know if we want to get into that or if we want to save it for next week.
I would
But
probably
like
save it for next time. Just
next
since.
time. But yeah, it's I'll just kind of giving you guys a little teaser for next time.
Yeah. You don't even have to watch all the way to the end to be able to get the outro of what's next week.
Right.
I kind of spoiled that. My
That'll be
bad. My
it.
bad.
Sorry, I can't help it. I am
No, no,
not
no.
at all the spoiler free person.
Oh,
I
it's
will give you all
fine.
the
If they've
spoilers.
made it this far, they deserve to know.
Right,
Guys, if you
ideally.
made it this far, be sure to comment an owl emoji. We're gonna get hip with the kids, you know?
If we comment a what emoji? I missed what you
An
said.
owl. An owl.
Oh, an owl.
If you
I
made
thought
it
you
this
said an
far.
Emily.
Oh,
I thought
and
you said a
Emily.
smiley emoji, and I really didn't know what that was. I was like, what's
Well,
an Emily emoji? I'm not hip enough.
guys, if you also made it this far, be sure to comment the word Emily.
In all caps.
Emily!
And then you all can be screaming Emily in the comments, and people are going to be like, but why?
But
And be
why?
like, watch the episode to
Exactly,
understand.
exactly. It's free promotional for us.
Right. Oh.
Up next we have Lonely Lullaby. Are you ready?
Oh, yes, I am.
Alrighty. Um,
You're
it's sad. It's pretty sad too. I do know a few people that like this is their favorite song, or one of their favorite songs, I guess. I don't know. It's sad. I listen to it when I'm sad. It cheers me up a little bit. It's very bittersweet. It's very bittersweet. I really enjoy like the fact that like the piano in the background kind of captures the emotion, you know, with the lyrics and I guess like my favorite lyric is like all dissolve when the rain pours in, like because it's
that's a good
like
one.
dang man, how sad are you? Which I don't know is Anne Marie like actually dead or is she just like has she broken up with him? I don't know.
She broke up with him.
Oh man.
It's a breakup song.
Okay. I was gonna say I'd be a little concerned if it was like the other way around, but I figured it was a breakup song and it's definitely for that like time when you're like, I just need to be alone, kick this song on, you know? So
Yeah, the lyrics. You not die first.
you okay?
I'm just talking normally, and all of a sudden a cough comes on. Who knows what that was about?
Oh man, I get it, don't worry.
But like the lyrics are beautifully sad. I like. So you said you loved "I'll Dissolve When the Rain Pours In," which is I love that lyric. I love that whole like section of lyrics, which is "I'll dissolve when the rain pours in, when the nightmares take me. I will scream with the howling wind, 'cause it's a bitter world, and I'd rather dream."
Right,
That
right.
whole section is like so good, but so sad.
It is. It really
It's like,
is.
oh.
Like it's tear jerking. It really is that sad. It's just
Mhm.
it's like woe is me. This is my pain. Here you go. Look at my pain. I will gladly just leave because I'm so sad about this girl. And
And it's like it's so
mm,
sad that particular section, especially because he's like, I'll dissolve when the rain pours in, when the nightmares take me, and I'll scream with the howling wind because it's a bitter world, and I'd rather dream. Like he's doing all these things because he's so sad, and he all he wants to do is dream
like
and be his normal dreamy self, but he can't because he's so sad,
if
and it's like
you
depressing.
if you go into that I'd rather dream section there, you know, it could be because it's a breakup song. It could be him talking about like he would rather dream about having a relationship with this girl rather than just like, you know, being all lonesome and having the breakup. Like it was just that bad of a breakup almost, you know. I don't know. This
Mhm.
is theorizing a little bit for the protagonist, but whew,
Yeah,
it
that I
is a
mean that's a
tearjerker.
it is.
It really is. Um
I mean, oh, I also love the I sang my princess fast asleep because she
oh
was my dream come true. Oh, Anne Marie, believe me, I loved you. Like,
oh man, that was
dang,
whew.
man.
Oh, that mm. This poor guy. This poor
And it's
guy.
I don't know if you've gone to YouTube and like looked for like live performances of Lonely Lullaby, but it's so sad
I
when
have
he's in the middle
not.
of singing it and he can't fit like he has to pause in the middle because he gets so choked up and
Oh,
starts like getting teary when he's singing this song live. It's so
that is
sad.
so sad. It goes to show again like how much of a masterful storyteller he is though because like whether this is real or not, he just even he
There is
gets
a
choked up.
There is a picture of him and Anne Marie somewhere floating around on
Oh,
the internet.
really? So I didn't know
Yeah.
if Anne Marie was like just like a friend or if she was even like if she was a figment, you know? So,
No, from what I understand, they really did date, and then she. I don't remember all the stories. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who know the details or like remember the story better than I
right.
do, because they were there like fans during that era. But if I remember correctly, she was like moving somewhere else or something, or
Oh, that would
doing something else, so
okay.
they like broke up.
Okay.
I don't, as I said, there wasn't a whole, but I don't think there is a whole bunch of details out there on it, which is, obviously respect the dude in his privacy. I don't care, about having the
Mm-hmm.
details. So I don't remember what people have said or have found out or remembered what the details behind all of that. I just remember that Anne Marie was an actual girl that he had dated.
Right,
And
right.
um and I think if I remember correctly, I feel like I can't remember if this was from like a blog post that I read of Adams or somebody was telling me this or what it was, but I remember correctly the singing her fast asleep part was because like when he was on the cause I don't remember because I don't want to say these things and for them to be wrong. So maybe I
Okay.
should just keep my mouth shut.
Okay. We'll
We
cover
can
it
discuss
another
this
time. It'll
later
be yeah,
when
yeah, yeah. It's
yeah.
cool. It's
We
cool.
can discuss it later when it's just the two of us.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
don't want to get those details wrong and have them out on the internet. And
Mm-hmm.
people are like, "Oh, well, that's what she said." I was like, "I don't know. I'm remembering vague details of people have told me."
Right, right.
So I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The internet is an unforgiving place, so I totally
really.
understand that. Let's yeah. Um, do you want to head on, or do you want to discuss this a little bit more?
I mean, I feel like we've said it as much as we can. It's sad and depressing, and you know, poor Adam,
Poor Adam.
poor sad Adam. But he's got Abby now. He's happy.
He is
He's
happy.
got his my muse person.
Aww.
He lost his lonely lullaby person, but now he has his my muse person. So
That
such
really
is life,
is like he found his muse. So all is well. All is well.
right? So with that, I think we're ready to move on to the next edgy song, which is not an Owl City song, I shall say, but is by Adam nonetheless, which is "Without You, Baby," which is one of Adam's old side projects that he did with his friends. Um, that their side project was called The Perfect Theory, and so the song is called off of that project was called Without You Baby. And it's got, the true edgy, rebellious Adam in it. One of the lyrics being he's okay, the context of this song is he's talking about this girl or he's singing to this girl and saying, "Oh, without you baby, I would be so like sad or whatever." The concept of is him talking to this girl and like telling her how much he loves her, like things they should do together because he like likes her so much. And one of the lyrics is, "Wouldn't it be awesome if that Pepsi truck crashed so we could steal all the pop inside?" Adam, Adam, what kind of path have you decided to go down? A thief? How dare you? What have you turned into? I can't believe it. So
Okay.
edgy, sir.
Have you never thought that you wish that you could raid a Coke or a Pepsi truck?
I don't know, really, if I've ever thought that.
I have.
I feel like there might be other trucks I thought it'd be cool to raid.
uh,
But I don't know. I mean, so the idea of thievery is not necessarily off my plate.
me too. But like, the thing is, sometimes you're like, oh man, look at that. That's a whole truck of Coke. Wouldn't you like a Coke right now? So I'm just
But it's
saying, it's
like,
not necessarily I'm saying thievery, but I'm just thinking, if that hasn't ever crossed your mind, it's crossed mine.
no, but the thing gets me. It's not just that Adam wants to go steal all the Pepsi off of the truck with his girlfriend. It's that wouldn't it be awesome if the Pepsi truck crashed?
That's the worst part of it. Adam, you're wishing that poor person like ill will. How dare you?
He wants to go. It's not even just the thievery. It's the wanting the truck to crash. That's crazy.
I mean, I
Oh,
just think he's trying to take advantage of a good thing, or potentially
okay.
good thing. It wouldn't be good for the driver. Let me say, it would not be good for the driver. However, but you know, it's a soda. It's a soda.
Oh, I mean,
Free
okay.
soda.
Adam's just thinking it's always a good time, you know.
Oh yeah. But
So yeah.
my thoughts on that
Song.
song. The lyrics mean everything and nothing at the same time because he starts off the song with good thing I was going nowhere because then I found you, and then he says, and then with you baby, or without you baby, I think it's with you baby, I am everywhere. And it's just it's I yes Adam, yes, these are golden, these are great, this is terrible and great at the same time. So I was very amused. And I'm gonna assume he's in high school because this song is all about him trying very, very, very hard to impress his newfound girlfriend. Like, this is just, he's trying really, really hard. It's a little too hard, buddy. Tone that down just a tad.
Yeah. It's okay, so there's another one that is the same project. I don't know, like Adam doesn't sing it. It's one of his friends.
Right.
But the other one is called Fast Food Relationship. It is
Oh,
also
that one.
golden. I love it so much.
well,
That's
we'll,
actually kind of a low key bop.
maybe we should
That one is.
discuss the project at a later date for real.
Good. It is such a
Yo,
funny project. It is like comedy gold.
that'd be great.
Like, okay, on the note of the fast food relationship one of the lyrics is fast or what is it? You and me are like potato chips or whatever, they don't last long or whatever.
Oof.
Fast food
Oh,
relationships are like, and it's just something like that, and it's hilarious.
that is very
And without
funny.
you,
Rip that
yes.
relationship. He just put a nail in it.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
man. But
So, and without you, baby is like the same concept. Um, it's just hilarious.
it is so
It's just,
funny.
and you're
It
you're so
is.
right. It says everything and nothing, like
Yeah,
at the same time.
it's everything without being nothing at the same time, and it's just it's beautiful. It really is. That's the best way I can describe that song.
And just like the things he's like saying, "Oh, we should go do this," or "Should you do this?" is just the most hilarious,
Oh
like
man.
date ideas he's throwing out, and it is
We should go like
comedy
eat a
gold,
ton of hamburgers. Like
right?
I mean,
So we
yes,
should.
Adam, yes, I would be totally down if a dude said, "Let's go to McDonald's and eat a ton of hamburgers." I would so be down. But like the fact that he just like puts it out there as a date idea to his date, it's so goofy.
He's like,
Oh.
"Girl, me and you should go take a ride on my moped."
Oh yeah.
Like,
I got some
"Girl,
sick
I got a
heights.
right," and he's like, "Hey, girl, I got a sweet
Oh,
jump on my back car. Let's go get some mega air."
I know.
Hilarious.
They make so like little sense, and yet it's great. It's just great.
I love. Okay, but the
Oh.
chorus is like, it's not even complete sentences, which makes it even more funny. Which is, "I can't breathe without you, baby. I love play sports with you. I can't live without you, baby. I love chill out with babes." Like, what? Comedy
Oh,
gold.
oh dear.
And I want to know on the other note of, so we're here dying laughing over this project. but like, what does Adam think about this project now?
Was it completely serious in the moment? It may have been.
Right.
I don't see it as being that way. I
No.
feel like it was okay. Yo, let's go hang out with my bros and make some music. Yeah. Yeah, like that sort of
Right.
like teen dude mindset. Like this is just gonna be so epic. Sort of like we are with this podcast. We're just, yo, let's do this. This is a great idea. Yeah, like,
Exactly. Oh goodness. Pushing
oh
buttons I
man.
shouldn't do.
Anyways, but yeah, it's great.
Okay, so another lyric that just it cracks me up because I feel like it's probably not what it was going for, but I can't help but think of it this way, which is the outro lyrics, which is I hope that you know I am in love with your pearly smile, and I hope you're aware I will be seeing you in a short while. And like for me, the way it was sung was almost like it could be taken two ways. It could be taken like, "Oh, I'll see you soon, baby, okay?" But the other way it could be taken as like, "Dude, you realize I'm gonna be seeing you in a bit. Just chill." Like,
Just joke. I bet it's like a, oh, don't worry, baby. And then like his girlfriend's ever like, I'm sorry, but you called me to plan this date. Of course I know you're coming over here. Like, chill out. I feel like it's one side and then the other. He's definitely more of the
right.
like, don't worry, sweetheart, I'll see you soon. Like, and then she's
He's
just
like,
over here like, bruh.
I wasn't concerned.
I was not concerned.
It's so funny.
Um,
They are definitely there for a good laugh. The
yeah.
whole Perfect Theory project.
Which leads me to the next song, which is also on the Perfect Theory in it. It's Prom Night.
Yes.
Prom Night. It
Oh, Prom Night's a hot mess.
really is a hot
Honestly,
mess.
like worst possibly without you, baby.
Mm. Mm-mm.
Like some of the lyrics, I'm like, dude, chill.
Was it before or after Without You, Baby? Because, like, prom night is basically Adam just being a complete introvert and saying, I don't want to be here. Like, he starts off, like, really chill and upbeat, and then he just quickly, like, shows his displeasure, and he's so, like, upset about playing these silly party games around his peers. Like,
Yeah, and it's yeah, it's hilarious. Adam didn't want to be there. I mean, what is he said something about that his mom made her ask her out to prom. He didn't want to take her.
my question is this the first mention of Applebee's $25 steakhouse? Because he like said, don't worry, I'll take you out, $25, it won't be that bad. And I feel like, because he did tell us a story about prom, there's an interview with him um in an Applebee's where basically he tells us a story about how he did not want to go to prom. And so I'm like,
Yeah, he didn't go to prom.
is this like the first mention of the Applebee's like origin?
I think it is.
Cause
I've always
like,
assumed he was referencing Applebee's with the $25 plates.
yeah, that makes like a lot of
Because
sense.
you
It's
could do
like,
like the 2 for $25 at Applebee's.
yeah,
That's what I've always assumed it was.
I love Applebee's. Applebea's is
It's
good,
great.
man. It's so good. Applebee's and Chili's, those are rockin' for sure.
Yeah, I think I've been to Chili's once in my life because we don't really have a Chili's near us.
Chili's is basically the same thing as Applebee's. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like
it
in
really is.
price and food. Now it's delicious. Chili's has a little
Yes.
more Southwest. If you like sort of like Southwest slash like Tex-Mex, but
Mm-hmm.
it's still really good. All their food is good, and it's very similar. So but I just thought about that.
Yes,
Uh,
but yeah, yeah.
and what else have you got to say for it, or do you want to scoot
I
on?
just I love. There's so many. This is the part where I feel like if Adam was to be canceled for anything, this would be the lyric.
Uh, oh no.
It says, "My dear, would you like a piece of cake? Eat it slower, more ladylike, for goodness
Oh yeah, I heard that. I was like, bruh, what
sake."
on earth? I was like, sir, like you don't even want to be here. Like, why are you hating on your girl? You don't even
And like
want to be here,
a lyric before that's even worse, which isn't you look nice, but like you've added several pounds.
dude.
Like, dude, chill.
Oh my
And
gosh.
at high school, Adam was apparently unhinged.
Dang, dude, that chafes. That chafes.
I think we can all agree after hearing the prom that it's probably a good thing that Adam didn't actually go to prom.
Yep. That's Phew, man. I don't know. I feel like it's a good thing that project did not make it big for his career because his career at the moment is pretty stellar. So for that one to not make a debut and really stick, it was a good
Yeah.
thing. It was a very good thing.
Oh, it's just I think about it randomly at times, and I'm like, dang,
What a
who
roast.
said that?
No, but it's making us laugh so many years later, and I guess it's all good and fun. But the internet, man, the internet.
The good thing is, seeing how Adam didn't actually go to prom, this isn't like a retelling of a story, so he wasn't actually talking about a specific girl.
See,
So
I
he said
thought
both
he
things. So,
actually went to prom. I didn't think he didn't go to prom. I thought he did, and it was really
no,
awkward.
no, he decided to not go to prom because he
Ah,
didn't really want to go hang out with people that he didn't really care about, so he'd rather stay home and write music. He didn't
yeah,
want to worry
fair
about
enough,
trying to ask
man.
a girl to prom or whatever, so he's like, no, I'm just not going.
I'll just write about girls instead of
Right.
asking him
Which is so
out.
funny. Because, like, the dude's like, oh no, I could never ask a girl out. I'm, like, so bad with girls. I can't,
And then
do
his
this whole,
songs
like,
are so
dating thing. But, like,
smooth, like, dude.
right, like, writes the most beautiful, like, love romantic songs. I'm like, dude.
Bro. Oh, my brain just goes like, I saw your face in a criminal sketch. Don't be alarmed because you don't know you yet. Like, I was like, bruh, hello? Like, so
I know.
forward.
We should have added that in here. We should have added a coming after you to this lineup.
Oh,
Because that's another one.
it is another one. Maybe we need to cover the Midsummer Station at some point. We need to go album by album at some point because I feel like that would be something
Yeah.
that a lot of people would probably enjoy listening to. So, I don't know.
Or or at the very least, like select like, oh, we're gonna do like,
Certain songs from it.
couple
Yeah.
songs
Yeah.
from it because it takes a long time to do a full
It
album
does.
as we have
It
learned.
took like almost 3 hours the last time.
Yes. Okay,
So,
so before we move on to the next song, this is my final like note because it's
mm-hmm.
hilarious. For the closing lines of the prom, it's one more thing I just gotta say. My band doesn't face the audience and we don't have words.
Oh,
That whole section was hilarious.
my man doesn't. It just sounds like a complete cop out because it sounds like all of them are extra or introverts. Excuse me, not extroverts. Well, if anybody anything but that.
And like when you listen to the song, it makes it that much funnier because it's like they're almost like as if they're ad-libbing the whole song, and then they get to the end and like I don't know what to say.
Oh yeah,
It's like
we don't have
funny.
words, so we're just gonna cut the song. Cut the song.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh
Oh my
man.
goodness, I have your notes pulled up on my phone,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
because it's screenshotted, the time's in the corner, which
Oh,
apparently was 7:16 when you screenshotted your
yep.
screen. And I keep thinking that's my time. Like, how in the world is it
No,
7:16?
no,
What is
no, no, no,
wrong
no,
with
no.
my phone that it's reading a completely wrong
10
time?
o'clock at night, baby.
Yeah.
After 10.
Yes.
But, okay, so last we got Beautiful Times. I think it's your turn to
Beautiful
present
time.
that.
Oh boy. Beautiful times.
Ooh.
One of the more
Oh,
edgier
oh.
songs of Adam. It's it's got its moments. It sounds all like, oh my goodness, so hopeful, such a beautiful song. What this is such a beautiful representation of Adam's whimsical, dreamy side. Adam could say nothing in this song that's edgy. You're wrong. Rug addict stuck in the attic? You guys are all missing this. This is clearly one of the most edgiest songs that Adam has written. What are your thoughts, Sapph, on this
Well,
edginess
to
that
quote the
Adam has
entire
shown to us?
line, to quote the entire line, I'm ecstatic like a drug addict, locked in the attic, strung out and spellbound. It's one of my favorite lines, I have to say. It goes so hard and it's beautiful. I would say that his like it's definitely one of the like edgier ones just because of the lyric I guess attachments to the lyrics. You would think, "Oh no, a drug addict stuck in the attic." But no, like to me it's just his masterful lyric combinations, I guess, cuz it sounds so cool. It sounds so
Yes.
cool in the song itself. So I could definitely gush about this one for sure for a long time. But yeah, it's his writing just gets so good at times. Like this one, Bird with a Broken Wing, even though they're super edgy, they're just like it's beautiful. And I guess is it really like super edgy? I guess it's just talking about having a hard time
Right.
and like how like life has struggles, but we recover just to discover life where we all are, you know, like, just to kind of bring that round. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think the common theme for maybe other than Without Your Baby, The Prom, and Bombshell Blonde,
Oh.
the theme among these is that Adam uses music to write out his feelings.
Yes. Yeah.
Not necessarily write his experiences, but to write his feelings. It's not
Mm.
like Adam's writing about himself being the drug addict up in the attic, but he is writing about this feeling of being on hard times and feeling lost in life, but realizing there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Things
Right.
do get better if you just stick around and stick it out, even through the hard times.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's just, I think that's why it's so easy to connect with his music because he's writing from the heart. And like, he's writing from, not writing his experiences, but writing from experiences,
Yeah.
from emotions he's dealt with. And so you feel that raw emotion and you connect with it because you've had your own like raw emotions that connect to it.
I don't
And
know if
it's
I don't know if it's
it's
still
just
on his Instagram, but for a while, like, you have those little menu things that you can describe what your account is. Mine says artist, yours says something else, and it's like a little professional thing or whatever they've
right.
added. But for a while, his said escape slash like escaping from reality. It was like that was his old goal for his fans. And I don't think it says that anymore, but I just loved the fact that that was his goal and is his goal is just trying to give his fans a little bit more light in their
Oh, that
lives, you know? It really
yeah.
describes his entire music genre as what it is.
That's
So, I
awesome.
don't know.
I wish it still said that. Though I think when the feature was first put out, I feel like if I remember correctly, you were almost able to make your own like custom label,
Yeah, yeah, you were.
and like now you have to be able to pick from a list.
Right. At
So
the
like
time, yeah.
now it says like musician slash band, but when the feature
Mhm.
first came out, I think you were able to write your own like custom
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, that would have been. I wish it would have been able to stay that because that would have been so perfect for
Mm-hmm. It's what his music offers is escape. Sometimes you just need a little bit of little ecstasy, a little light in your life, something a little different to shake you up. And I guess that's kind of what he does. And so, you know, it's nice. But that song, it's just it really is the wordplay is masterful. So
Yeah, that's
ah
another. I feel like half of these songs meet into jokingly edgy. Like, oh, he's talked about stealing. He's talking about girls and whatnot, and the other is like, this is edgy because it's depressing.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like,
There's one half and then there's the other half of why it made it onto this list. Yeah. There's one half and then there's another half. Which by the way, guys, if we've missed any edgy songs, be sure to let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear that. And don't forget to comment the emoji.
the owl and Emily.
Owl and Emily. Like we Emily the Owl. I don't know, man.
Yes, yes.
Oh, but anyways, yeah.
It's just, I think, and that's one of the reasons. there's a lot of reasons that I was kind of drawn into Adam's music, but
Mm-hmm.
like part of it was because I'm a very, kind of, you know, spent half my life daydreaming kind of person.
Right.
And so like the idea of having something that kind of also like I can get lost in like daydreams and imagination and the whimsy was very attractive of the music. And then
Absolutely.
also just the idea of being like it was some of these, you know, quote unquote darker, edgier, depressing songs that were like the songs I really liked, which is Beautiful Times and Bird with a Broken Wing and whatnot, because like there's a connection to it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
really love all of his love songs and like they're super cute and like they're super, I love his love songs. He makes the
Same.
most beautiful love songs. And but I don't relate to them. Like I love them, but I can't relate to them because I've never been in a relationship. Uh single me, single little me. So there's that lack of relating to them.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to relate to them someday. Haha. But,
Someday, someday.
you know,
It's
so
coming.
I definitely enjoy them a lot, but there is a lack of relating to them. But the other like quote unquote like depressing songs, I do have a level of like relating to those,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
I can understand like an Up All Night. I understand what those. We should have added Wolf Bite to this.
Oh, Wolfbite would have been good. Man, we
The
missed a
werewolf,
couple.
man. Um,
And to be fair, we've
Pretty
been
much all
really
of
tired over the last couple of weeks, so
yeah.
this
We
is
should have. I think our goal was to try to expand on this list while we had all this like extra time, but that did not happen.
no, life got crazy. And yeah, anyways. You guys will be watching this in the future, but happy Memorial Day.
Yeah, yeah. It is
So,
nearly that time for us in just like an hour and a half.
woohoo.
But like Up All Night, I relate to the emotions in that song. I like technically that one's supposed to be more like a lost love kind of situation, but
Mhm.
like I can relate to it in a different sense
Yeah. Yeah.
because it is so vague. So I do relate to Up All Night. I relate to the emotions in Beautiful Times. I relate to those emotions in Wolf Bite. I relate to the emotions in Bird with a Broken Wing. I relate to the emotions in Cave In and Tidal Wave.
Mhm.
There's these songs that, you know, I relate to, and I love to be able to see the music that Adam writes, where he processes his thoughts and emotions. So almost like so, and then I'm able to listen to his music, which helps me process my thoughts and emotions
Right.
through his music. Like I don't know, it's a cycle. It's a beautiful cycle.
I guess that's why I like to listen to a lot of his sadder songs when I am sad because again it like gives me a space to really think about that and go through the problem and be like okay it's fine now everything will be fine you can kind of pick yourself back up put yourself together so
Right.
you know but
It gives you a space to process things,
mm-hmm.
think things through, have a moment, feel those feels, and then move on.
Exactly, I agree.
I'm here 100% for sad emo Adam.
You what?
Sad emo Adam. I'm here for it.
Oh.
Like the implications of it is if Adam is writing from emotion and like experience, then obviously like on one hand you don't want sad emo Adam because that
Right, right.
implies that he's like dealing with sad stuff. But like I really enjoy his sad emo-y songs because I really relate to the sad songs. Man, that was rough.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. There's a lot of people that connect to the sad songs, and I mean, I guess that's like not good, but at the same time, again, it gives you a place to kind of to process, like you were saying, and at least we do have that option. So it's not like we're sad by ourselves.
Right.
So, but anyways. And thank you so much for watching. You can join us next time at our topical destination, which will be Bird with a Broken Wing. We'll be talking all about that track and all of our feelings and things that we like about it in the next episode. So, of course, you can join us on Instagram at shuttlebus_podcast for more Owl City focused fun. Be sure to subscribe and like and do all the cringe things that I'm asking you to do because we like audience engagement. So thank you guys so much for watching us, and I hope you have a beautiful week. You want to say goodbye, Faith?
Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.